Man, the story begins in 1999. I was partying like it was 1999 because it was. I was 14 years old. I do not recommend children do this or teenagers do this, but I was 14 years old. Me, my brother, my stepbrother, who were both 2 years older than me, uh, and my best friend at the time, we all took the LSD together. And uh, my brother, being the hardcore person he is, told me that the first time he took it, he took 5 tabs and tripped balls and saw dragons crawling out of his poster, and it was amazing. And he wanted me to take 5 tabs. And thankfully, I was a little cautious, and I decided on 3 being a good number. I went with 3 tabs, thinking that would be safe for my 14-year-old brain to consume. And so did my best friend at the time, Adrian. So we took, and I think my brother might have taken 5. I'm not sure how much he took, but I think he took 5. I'm not sure about my stepbrother. I think he was 3, or I'm not exactly sure. But that doesn't matter because 30 minutes into it, we start feeling it, and we decide to get out of the house my parents are staying at. It's the weekend. No, it's the summer during the week, and they have to work the next day. So, and they're heavy sleepers. So we took it at night, and we're gonna party throughout the night, and they're gonna work the next day, and we'll be safe to sleep it off or whatever. So 30 minutes into it, we start feeling it. We go out to the woods by my house to go smoke some weed. And this is like the dozen or so time I've smoked weed at that point in my life. And I think it's like my friend's Adrian's first time smoking weed. So we smoke some weed, and instantly that get way more fucked up. I'm starting to feel it way more. I have nonstop giggles. Everything seems funny. I have a smile like ear to ear across my face. I can't stop smiling. Everything's funny, having a great time. And we live at the end of a mile dead end road. And all the way on the other side of it, we could start seeing a car coming towards us. And someone says, "Cop." And we all freak out and jump down in some bushes, hiding from this car in the distance. And still laughing, having a great time. And as we're laying down in these bushes in Florida, I feel some ants start crawling on me. Legit ants I feel biting me. And I run into the street. I strip off to my boxers and start like knocking ants off me. And and this is around the time I black out. I blacked out shortly after. But I remember seeing before I black out, after these ants bit me, like everywhere I look, I'm seeing just red ants everywhere and patterns, these trippy patterns of just ants crawling on the walls, crawling on me, on everywhere, like ants all over me, on my friends' faces. I'm seeing red ants like in patterns everywhere. And it's like, it's kind of freaking me out at first, and they're trying to calm me down. And it's like kind of working, we're having fun, and then like I'd like see the ants again and I'd start freaking out. And this is around the time I black out. And if you've ever blacked out on LSD, it's not a good thing. It is way worse than blacking out on alcohol. Maybe not, actually, I'll take that back. But anyway, I remember some flashes of the blackout. But so here's what happened when I was blacked out. This is my friend Adrian and my brother telling this part later. So we go to my stepbrother's room, and we're watching videos on the internet, trippy videos, like spinny patterns or whatever. And we're all in the room together, and I decide to like take off my clothes, which is not like me at all. I like stripped down naked, and I'd like laid on the bed, like modeling, like a hand on my side. And they're laughing at me and stuff, and they kicked me out of the room. they told like I wouldn't put my clothes on, and they kicked me out of the room and locked the door on me. So I'm wandering in the halls in my parents' house, and they open the door again. I come back with a bass guitar. I had a bass guitar at the time, and a BB gun. And they like I'm trying to force my way into the room, and they're not letting me in the room. They're like laughing at me. It's all a big joke. It's funny to them, and I'm still naked. Uh, and So this is I remember this flash. So I remember a couple flashes. So in my blackout phase, I don't remember that part in the bedroom, being with them in the bedroom at all. I don't remember getting the bass guitar. I don't even remember having the bass guitar or the BB gun. But I remember being in this haze, like coming to in this haze after being with them when they were calming me down. I black out, and all of a sudden, like I'm in this haze, and I remember thinking I was like in a dream because I was like floating. I couldn't feel my feet. Like it was like this tunnel vision of like it was this weird haze. Everything looked so fucking crazy, man. I swore it was a dream. And I went into my parents' bedroom in this state, just thinking like, man, this is a dream. Nothing matters. I'm gonna fucking go bounce in there and see what they're like, and like see what they're doing. And I walked into my parents' room naked with my bass guitar and this BB gun, and went up to their bed and pulled off their sheets and woke them up. And they woke up, and I remember them seeing their faces of just like terror, like I was hurt, and them saying like, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" And then like the look in their face when they realized, and uh, my mom going, "Honey, he's naked," and like I ran out of the room and ran into my living room, and still being in this dream phase, thinking like I was dreaming. I legit thought this was a dream. Uh, this didn't matter, and I just started like running and jumping from couch to couch in my living room until they like came and like got me. And like right before they got me too, just for some dumb reason, I like decided to smack this really nice vase they had. I smacked this vase off this like stand and broke this nice vase. And they caught me in the living room, and they started questioning me, "Are you on drugs?" And I was like, "Yes." And they're like, "You do drugs?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "You're on drugs." And I was like, "Yes." And they're like, "You do drugs?" "No." And I felt like that went on for like 5 minutes, but actually that's okay. That's they had corralled me in the living room, and then they started doing that, and then I broke away from them and ran away, and I smacked the vase. All right. And then that's when I black out again. That's that last flash of that. Uh, I don't remember them dressing me or putting me in their room, but they dressed me and they put me in their bedroom, and they went and like talked to my brother and the others, and at first they denied it, and then it was obvious they were caught, and I think my stepbrother was the first to say, "Yeah, we're on acid," and so I wake up out of this blackout again, and we're all in my parents' bedroom now, and everyone's looking upset, and I don't remember any of this. I didn't. The dream part, it didn't even occur to me that that had just happened. Honestly, it was just I was so fucking out there at the time. Uh, Man, my brother maybe even gave me the 5 hits. I don't even know. They weren't marked. They were unmarked, uh, white, like thick blotter paper. If you've ever taken like white, really thick blotter paper, it was like that type, just a strip. Anyway, I wake up out of this blackout, and oh yeah, I forgot this other part. After I broke the vase, I had ran. And I guess decided that I had to urinate, and since it didn't matter, I just let it rip right there. I just like peed in my like living room hall in my kitchen, and yeah, I peed on the floor, and don't remember that part at all. But yeah, anyway, so I wake up and everyone's pissed off at me, and we're in my parents' bedroom, and I'm like, guys, what happened? And they're like, what? You don't know what happened? You don't know what you just did? And I was like, no, what happened? And they're like, oh man, you just got us caught, dude. You just got us busted. And I was like, what? And I was like, wow, how? And they're like, dude, you just went in the parents' bedroom naked and got us caught. We're in so much trouble right now. And when I had awoken at that time, I wasn't seeing like any of the red ants or trails or anything. I was seeing like everything normal for a second. It looked like normal, and they told me that bad news, and I put my head down. I started like put my head in this pillow that was there, and I was like, man, this is just a dream. This is a bad dream. This isn't real. This is a bad dream. And when I opened my eyes and picked up my head again, oh my God, I saw some of the strongest visuals I've ever seen. Just when I lifted my head up, the whole floor and everything did such a wave and such movement that it was like monumental. It was literally, yeah, probably the strongest LSD trip I've ever had. And then to make it even more intense, when I would look at things, everything would freeze in a 2D picture. Everything would like freeze from 3D to this like 2D like form, and I thought I was going to get caught in this like 2D world and I was going to be trapped, and I started freaking out. Yeah, I started freaking out, and then my parents came in, and I remember them asking me what day it was, and I looked at my mom in the face and I said, Sunday's Day. I remember trying to say, like, I was thinking Sunday or Thursday. I didn't know what day it was, and I said to her, I was like, don't mess it up. Say Sunday or Thursday, because I didn't know exactly what day it was. And I looked at her and said Sunday's Day. And then she asked my friend Adrian what day it was. And she's like, you know what day it is? And he's like, the 33rd? Ah. And yeah, it's funny now, but man, it sucked then. They took us to work after that, and we had to sit at their job in this office and basically get shamed by everyone for doing drugs that knew us, and it was a rough trip, the rest of that part. And yeah, my mom saw my dick. That was that was unfortunate. That was awkward. She told me later that I had a lot of shrinkage, and she hoped it grew, and that was pretty funny of her. I just tried to make a joke. It wasn't funny at the time, but looking back, it's kind of funny. Yeah.